All right, welcome back. I want to welcome you back to our video. We're going to do something with the screen dimensions, and that's why we have that error on our mobile device or ABD. So I want to do something with the screen dimensions so that I can correct the dimensions of the screen. The screen size will depend on the mobile. If someone is using the older phones of Viroyo and Lollipop, their screens may be short, and those who are using the mobiles of today, their screens are longer. So that's why we need, if the text is scaling and the other functions of the device or components, they scale according to the device screen or width. So that's why under my styles, I've created one called screen dim, short for screen dimensions. And inside screen dim right now is empty. So I'll also create one for color in the same video. But today's video, we're going to focus on navigating to another screen. So what I'll do, I'll create export a default function. Okay, which function I'm only going to take, because I'm not going to create anything or return anything as much. I'm going to create one constant, okay, which I'll call screen width. Don't type the word constant at this moment. We're taking like an array, so which I'll call dimensions, the dimensions API. So which has React has imported it directly, and then I choose to get, okay. So I get either a screen or window. As you can see, it has made a suggestion there. And if you read through, if I take away my screen to this other side, okay, I'll always place it there. So when we see from the modules, okay, we're going to choose screen, and then, but you can get the window. The window is the whole mobile, but then the screen is that part of place. Then dot width. So we're going to get the width of the screen. Okay. And then we can also get another array variable of the screen height. So I'll look for the screen height, which again will look through the dimensions API, and then dot get, and then we pick the screen, not the window, and then dot the height of the screen. So you can see where the screen is. It's saying you get screen or window on the scaled size. So the name of the dimensions and the initial dimensions are set before you run the application is called. So they should be available before any other that you require to run. And then you update later. So I'll call the height. All right. So the other side on my screen, I think we can also do the one for the color once and for all. So under styles again, I'll call one called colors. You can call it any other name. So I'll call one called colors. I can call it, let me call it colors in small, colors.js. I usually want to do camel casing. So colors.js. So with colors, again, I'll do the same. So I want to have those default colors that never change. I can name them a property of mine. So I'll export by default function. I'll take away this. I don't want an array function because this is just an array or an object, where I'll have white to take in white, the white color. Then I put a comma. I'll have, for example, my dashboard. So dashboard green. Okay. And it will be a hash with 4C6B 4E 4E. Okay. Then I can have more colors. So I'm going to have a color for layers, a color for the borders, and so on. Okay, there you go, to save ourselves the time. So I'm going to go to the login screen, and then I'm going to import some of those. For example, The background color can come from the colors. I can even call it colors here. Then the screen dimensions, okay, screen dim, and then from styles, screen dimensions. Okay, and we are getting an error about the where we're importing dimensions from. It's supposed to be from React Native, not React Native types. Great. So there we go. All right. So unknown module. Which module is that? Okay. So I'm being asked to restart Metro, and let's restart Metro again since we've made such changes. So I'll go ahead and stop the server. Control C. And then restart the server again. So let's resume after restarting the server. So there we go, we get another error. Now this error is so important, I want to show it to you. So this error comes in because my default function here is importing login instead of login screen. So I'll call it login instead of login screen because I want to rename login screen somewhere else. So I'll remove the word screen here. Okay, great. So let it refresh and we see. All right, so we have another error where we import the login screen. Where do we import it? Somewhere here. We are importing login screen in the default app entry. All right, so I expect it now to be rectified. Great, so you can see our login screen after those adjustments. What I did, of course, I created a reusable component of the button. So there it is. I created a reusable component of my text. There it is. I created the colors as we've shown you. Remember, those of you who haven't gone through your reusable components, I did them in the previous video. So obviously, I expect the style.container here. When I go to the login, I expect under gen style to have one of the containers where I'm going to have a flex. Those of you who haven't watched the flex video, a flex of 1. So that is what is lacking apparently. So I'm just going to go to my general styles and then I type that I need a container that is going to carry some of these. Of course, I'll need to add a comma here to remove that error, and I'm going to have a flex of 1. So flex is going to be 1, comma, if I save that one. Okay, then I need to also align. So I'm going to do justify content center, justify content, which is going to be in the center. Okay, so center on the vertical axis, and then I'm also going to align items, not content, align items again onto the center. Great. So if I save, it will be in the center, and that's where we are. All right, so watch the next video where we're going to look at the React Native router. Expo has a router, but to me, it gives no difference. In fact, this one is easier. So we have created what we have. Let me go to our login screen and I see what we can achieve. So the login screen is here. Great. So we need to put our text, of course. Okay, onto my text. I'm going to go to the login screen. Let me see what I have. My text is supposed to have a phone number and then the screen dimensions I explained, and then the text input, which we had added previously, but we need to, I think the text is supposed to have a color too. That's why it's not there. So I'm going to come here and I type text color. Okay, because it's a reusable component, which will equal to, okay. So now remember our colors. So we already have the colors component, so which will be, sorry. So if we're going to use colors, then we don't need to use this as a string, but rather an object. So we're going to have colors, okay, which is the colors it is giving us here, sorry, colors. Okay, so which is that colors? It is giving dot. Okay, so which color do I need? I can need Crayola purple or the default green. So I'll choose Crayola purple for the moment. And then I save. Okay, which it should be able to show. I need to investigate why. So we're going to go ahead and this side we have the text. So I'll change this again to the text instead of title. So the text, which means the color is already working. The text. Great. So which will reflect there as phone number. So I need to change the size, which is 0.03 or 0.04. So 0.05 will work based on the screen size. Let me see. And then again, we need to change for the bottom instead of title, the text. The text, which will be password. Save that. Okay, so we can change the color again because this is black. So I'll give it text color. Okay, which will equal to an object of the color. So colors dot. Let me give it instead of border color, just for a change, let me give it dashboard green, and we save, and you see it has reflected there. Of course, it's not as good as I want, so I'll give it to that Kakobe. Great, so that's what we have. All right, so which means also for the button, I need to go to the buttons and I see what I have in my button. What do I call it? It's BTN title. So I'll come here for the button instead of, so it is BTN title. It should be able to reflect. Okay, I need to change the color here. It should be colors, so it looks the same as, so it should be colors dot white. Okay, great. Oh no, that's a background. That's a background. The color should be white automatically for the button. So why isn't it aligning? Let's check and see. So the same will happen to the login button. Okay, so since our BTN title here picks from the my button, so even here we need to change it to, okay, what was it here? The text. So this one is going to be the text. Great. Okay, so I'll take away this and save. Great. So there it is. We need to align the text. So text align. So I'll go to my text and add in the align field. So I'll go to my text and add in the text align field. So text align center for my text. So text align will do a text align. So I customize it because, or I destructure it because sometimes I may need it aligned in the center. So I want it to be customized. So I'll do a text align there. So when I come to my button, the text align goes to the center, and that's how it is in the center. All right, so thank you so much. Let's meet in the next video where I'm going to work on the React router. So right now here we were destructuring everything using reusable components to make sure that our login screen aligns with what we have here. So in the React native router is where we're going to look at our safe area to give it this screen. But I think we're good to go. We're still in the right procedure. So you can also do something for the placeholder, but we'll go ahead with that. So let's meet in the next video.